Hey, do you want to hang out with me for a few minutes while I cover a book? Okay, cool. I've got pretty big stacks of them to do, and that's really a great thing, honestly. I'm excited about it, and I don't know why I keep putting it off, but I think it might be something to do with being somewhat of a perfectionist. And I know, for someone who makes as many mistakes as I do and has little silly goof-ups, how could you possibly be a perfectionist? Well, sometimes you might see some type of my content disappear for a long time. Deep breath. This part's really, really easy. I'm just laying it on there. And a lot of the time, when things just vanish like that, it's because I'm feeling like a perfectionist and I can't seem to get it to work properly. I don't want it to be seen as anything other than perfect, and there's actually no reason for that. Nobody is perfect, and even if you are, you don't have to be, especially not all the time, because it's not actually realistic. Like, the expectation to do everything perfectly is kind of crushing, don't you think? Deep breath again. Loosen up your shoulders and unclench your teeth. Everything's okay. There's a lot of things that are out of control right now, but me cutting the cover on this book is not out of control. It's in my control. And fortunately, in my control means, well, it's gonna get taken care of. Just keep breathing, breathing, breathing. Like I keep trying to tell myself, it doesn't have to be perfect all the time. Even if it's done and done mostly correctly, if it's not perfect, does that mean that it's ruined? No, not exactly. That would be a really bad mindset for me to teach kids. I have to remind them all the time that they don't have to be perfect either, which means that I don't have to be perfect. Which brings me to, people keep asking me for updates about my Bridge to Terabithia kid. She's not reading right now. Why? She's not really perfect either. Nobody is. And when she came to me and told me that she was having a bit of a hard time reading anything because she had a new game she wanted to play, I told her that not reading your book wasn't a moral problem. It didn't make you bad because you were pausing on it. You can just not do something for a while. You can choose to do something else. You could even choose to put a book cover on completely backwards without realizing it, and it wouldn't be the end of the world. Because even though part of it ripped and you kind of... I couldn't do that on camera, but I could do that. Is it perfect? No, but weren't we just having that conversation about how it doesn't have to be? I know. I'm taking a breath too. I turned off the camera in a panic because I thought, oh man, I was talking about not being perfect, but I didn't actually want to show that big of a mistake. And then I realized that that's not very authentic of me. I just made a very, very large mistake, and I ripped the book while I was doing it. But does that mean that this book is no longer usable, no longer readable? No, it's fixable. Even mistakes like that. Even when myself, who feels very much like I want to be a perfectionist, can't do it, it doesn't mean the world is ending. Am I gonna let that ruin everything I just did? The rest of the book being covered? No, because, well, I mean, okay, so the edges aren't pretty, but the entire book, well, it's just fine. It can still be read. And I don't love that I did that, but I honestly can't think of a better way to illustrate my point than to say this. Mistakes happen, and we can fix them. And so can you. You don't have to be perfect. None of us do. Okay. Love you, bye.